Yo, what's up everybody? It's your man Bulletman, and I'm here with a new video. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about my predictions of the 2014-2015 NBA season. In the background, you guys are seeing some second half action of some 2K basketball that I have. This is actually 2K14 gameplay, but I updated the roster. I was able to do that, surprisingly, and it's pretty updated. Like, we got the Cavs, we got LeBron and Kevin Love back on Cleveland, or we got them on Cleveland, along with Pau Gasol on Chicago. So those are some of the big names. So that's the gameplay you guys are gonna be watching. Hope you guys enjoy that. But let's get right into my predictions. So this year, I think in the Eastern Conference, I think the two top teams easily, if D Rose stays healthy, are these two teams that you guys are watching right now. I think Cleveland's definitely going to be up there, along with Chicago. Now, my Eastern Conference team that's going to be surprisingly, I think that's going to do well. And I apologize, I know the season has already started. This is actually the second night of the NBA, and I'm actually watching my Bucks team right now. I'll get to how I think they're going to do. But the surprise team that I think is going to do pretty well this year for the Eastern Conference is, and I kind of had to think about this for a little bit because I don't really follow. I follow the NBA, but not to a point where I can be making all these picks. But I think the surprising team of the year, I think, will actually be the Indiana Pacers. Now, I know a lot of people have said, well, a lot of people said they're going to be bad because PG-13's injured, Paul George. And he's out for the whole year. And, I mean, you never know if he's going to ever be as good as he was. But I think a lot of people now, since he's hurt, are thinking that the Pacers are going to be bad. And since they lost Lance Stevenson, I think they're still going to be a decent team. I also think the Atlanta Hawks, I think they'll be pretty good. I mean, those are just some of my surprise teams. Now, granted, I think they'll make the playoffs now, but I don't know how far they go. But I think those teams can be two pretty good teams, and excuse me, and pretty solid teams. Now, however, for the Bucks, I think the Bucks, I think they're gonna be a much more improved team than last year. You know, they have Jason Kidd, and they got a lot of new talent. So, and I think it's gonna be a more energetic team. Now, how good do I think they're gonna be this year? I think they're gonna be a team that's gonna be fighting for the 8th seed, but not as of like, they're not gonna be fighting for the 8th seed because they're really bad. That's why they're, you know, down there. But I think they're gonna be fighting for the 8th seed because they're playing good basketball. That's what I think about the Bucks. Now, moving on to the Western Conference, I think it's going to be the top two teams in the league. I think it's gonna be in the Western Conference, San Antonio Spurs, and I'm gonna have to say the Los Angeles Clippers. I think those are going to be the two top Western Conference teams. Now, my surprise team, I think, of the Western Conference, I don't know if people would say this is really a surprise team, but the Portland Trail Blazers. They did pretty well last year. I think they're going to be even better this year, and they're going to be one of those surprise teams that, you know, even though they're from a small market, I think they're going to be a very well-rounded team. They got a lot of good players on that basketball team, so I think they're gonna be pretty good. Now, for the Eastern Conference Finals, I think it's gonna be Cleveland over, I'm gonna say, Chicago. I'm gonna go with those two teams. I'm gonna have Cleveland in the finals. Now, for the Western Conference, I think it's gonna be the San Antonio Spurs, and I think it's gonna be the Dallas Mavericks. Now, the Dallas Mavericks, they played the Spurs last night, and it was a really close game all the way up to the end when Tony Parker hit the go-ahead game-winner three-pointer. But I think the Mavericks are also going to be a surprise team in the West, just because some of the new talent they got. They got Monte Ellis, they had him last year, but he's second year on that team. They have Chandler Parsons. They just picked up him this year in the offseason. And they also got Tyson Chandler back on Dallas, and he's going to be very energetic. So I think that starting five group, along with Dirk Nowitzki, and also they picked up Jameer Nelson. I think that's going to be a pretty solid team. And in the Western Conference Finals, I think the Spurs are going to bring it back to the finals, and it's going to be finals, Cleveland and Spurs. And to be honest, I think Cleveland's going to win. I think they're going to bring a finals champion. I think they're going to bring that championship back to Cleveland. For the first time in I don't know how many years, for the sport town of Cleveland. But those are my two final teams. I think Cleveland's going to beat San Antonio. I think it's going to be a pretty good season or series. It'll probably be, I don't know, it might be best of 7 or it might go all the way to game 7. But those are my two teams. Those are my season picks. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys later.